Welcome. You are tuned into Municipal Focus. As you know, we use this particular cable program to better inform you about some of the things that are going on in local government on all different levels, whether it's local town government, Plymouth County government, or maybe even some of the things that are going on at the state level. Joining us today, we are speaking with Hanson Town Administrator Lisa Green. We'll chat with her about uh, becoming the new town administrator and how things are going to this point. Lisa, welcome to the conversation.
Good morning, Kevin. Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
So the first thing I have to ask you right out of the right out of the box, and that is describe what it was like to receive the news that you would become Hanson's town administrator. What was that like?
Um, it was overwhelming, actually. I love I love this work. I love the job, and to think that people had that much level of thought about me and my ability to do the job. It was really overwhelming. Um, and municipal government became a love affair many years back in 2011 when I was elected a selectman in Whitman. And then it just grew from there as my passion for this field continued to grow.
What has it been like to settle into your job?
Well, one of my sayings is in this particular job is it's never a dull moment. Many different things come up. You wear many hats, and you have to be able to change hats at lickety split at the blink of an eye. But I thrive on it. The challenges that come up every day, I love to work through them and solve problems for residents and employees. So it's never a dull moment, but I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
Being the town administrator, you're also someone who interacts and works with a lot of the different town departments,
Mm-hmm.
the heads of those departments. What has it been like to get acclimated to what their processes are and how they do things?
It's been great to meet all the department heads in town. We have really a terrific, fantastic staff, and I can't say enough about them. They've all been very welcoming to me, which has been great. And I've worked with all of the department heads just to get to know them, their staff, their operations. And already having a background, it's not all a mystery to me. But it's good to see what I can do to help support them in their jobs, in their areas, and I just look forward to hopefully being here for the long term, and really getting my hands into work with all of the department heads to help them in any way I can make their jobs better and easier, and the services that they provide for the residents better.
I know you had just come on at the time that it was taking place, but what was it like attending your first Hanson Town meeting? Again, you've attended many other town meetings in
Mm-hmm.
previous roles in Whitman. What was it like just to at least be introduced to town meeting?
Again, it was great. It was a way for me really to see all the people, even though I just kind of sit back and observe and watch. And the town meeting is very similar to how Whitman handled their town meeting, with the moderator, finance committee, and just to see all the residents who came, and see the people who spoke and put faces to names. It was a great experience. And we do have our special town meeting coming up October 4th, that we are actively preparing for every day. And I look forward to seeing all the residents again and hopefully getting to meet a few more of them this time.
We will actually touch upon fall town meeting in a few minutes, but what's been some of the things that you've been tackling during the summer?
It's just mainly getting acclimated to all of where all the former town administrators left off, trying to pick up the pieces What we're doing is we're trying to put in standardized personnel procedures and human resources, trying to focus a lot on human resources and personnel, and just all procurement and grants. And right now the town is without a town planner. When I came on board, the current town planner submitted her resignation. So it's got kind of been a combination of jobs, trying to keep that portion, working with that portion as well. So it's been a lot. We've had an IT director, part-time, who has since left. We were able to bring on a full-time IT director. He just started August 16th. So there's really been a lot of movement in the town. And there's work that we're going to do, but it's great work that we've done so far. I think the town is moving in a very positive direction. And, every day we have a great staff on board. And that actually is everything. You are only as good as your staff. So
I would ask you this, and whether it's something that you do personally or it's something that, you discussions with the Board of Selectmen, have you had a chance to begin assembling any kind of a list when it comes to short or long-term objectives that'll, lead towards the betterment of the town in various areas?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Again, personnel and human resources is an area that I really want to focus. Short term is really transitioning all of our personnel files into more organized files, setting up and providing all kinds of training and support systems for both our department heads and employees. So short term, those are my focuses, but it's also a long term as well, because as you know, in municipal government, everything takes time to put all the pieces together.
Where would you say the town's financial picture stands at this particular time? And anybody who understands finances knows that there's a liquidity to it, and that it changes from day to day. Where would you say the financial picture stands, at least at this moment?
Very healthy, very healthy. We did have our auditors in just a few weeks back at one of the Board of Selectmen meeting to present their findings. They mentioned that the town is in a very healthy financial position right now. They had no concerns about many of our operations. They do want to see some policies come on board, which we are actively working on. But as far as our audit is concerned, we are in a very healthy financial position right now. We're very conservative with our finances, and we have an excellent town accountant who helps with that process.
You had mentioned earlier about planning out the fall town meeting. There's usually a couple of different agendas, agenda items that are noteworthy, but also it's worth noting that the fall town meeting is different from the spring one. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So for those who don't know, what is the difference between the fall and the spring town meetings?
Well, with the fall special town meeting, it occurs right after the change of the fiscal year. So a lot of it is, a lot of times, especially with COVID causing many delays, bills and invoices for services that came in after July 1 have to be appropriated through a special town meeting because they're on the prior fiscal year. And it's also to allow for, say, capital projects that were on hold beforehand. It allows the appropriation for those to move forward with capital type of projects, and to just tie up any loose ends, basically, that weren't able to be tied up at the annual town meeting, to allow the town to continue operationally with appropriations to get us through till annual town meeting.
You mentioned COVID. You came on board, during COVID. What has that been like? That's an element that, even in your previous job, you were, probably just starting to deal with it. What is it like dealing with a pandemic while trying to operate, town business?
It's challenges that it's unfortunate that things change almost on a daily basis as to protocols and the number of cases and mask mandates and things. So it's important that we're keeping a very close eye on the developments every day. In my prior town, we were really right in the middle of it, so dealing with it that way. But it's allowed me to have a really good background on how we did it in our prior town, so I have that experience. If we were to move forward in that direction again, I have an idea of what we need to do, what staff we need to put into place and procedures, and work with our fire, our health agent, Board of Health, things like that, just to make sure we're moving in the right direction and following all the CDC guidelines and the state Department of Health guidelines. But it's been challenging.
We're at that point in time where I ask you if there's anything that we have not discussed or mentioned, but you want to take a moment to at least touch upon and share, your thoughts or insight on that topic or item.
Well, just to say that, I'm really thrilled to be here in Hanson. Everybody's been very welcoming. It's been a great ride, and I can hope to continue on that ride. Like I said, I love the work. I love to do things that make the town a better place for the residents and for the employees. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. That's important. That's important to have a great sense of humor with this position as well. And engaging the community and getting involved. I'm really happy to report that the Halloween-themed classic car show that we previously held in Whitman 2 years prior in 2018 and 2019 is moving to Hanson. So that will be happening on October 10th at the McQuan School in that area. It's going to be a great community event, get people out and about, and it would be the first in Hanson. So that's been a lot of fun working with Dollars for Scholars and Whitman Hanson Will to put that program on. Working with some of our selectmen to bring out Hanson Day, which is a focus on Hanson businesses. So it's been great. It's really been great to be able to get involved with all of it and just be a center point. I'm always available for people if they want to come in and talk, ask questions. My door is never closed for anything like that. And, I just want to say I'm very happy to be here in Hanson, and I hope to be able to continue on with the work for many years to come.
Well, Lisa, we want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule just to kind of highlight your introduction into the job and how things are going to date. So we thank you, and hopefully we can have more conversations down the road as more developments happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Kevin. Thank you so much for having me today.
You got it. And you have been tuned into Municipal Focus. If you have an idea or guest suggestions, info@whca.tv. Well, until our next program, have yourself a great day.